Hello and welcome back. Sorry it's been a while between updates, but I had 2 or 3 months where I kind of lost my mojo, and then the last few days I've been really busy and made some big changes in here, so hopefully back on track now. I'll show you around, show you what I've changed. As you can see here, there is a pile of timber and plasterboard and MDF. So this all needs to go to the tip. And what did this used to be? Well, here's a photograph from a few days ago showing staircase in the workshop. And me and the others here had a bit of a... I had this idea in it about a year ago, but we had a bit of a discussion a few weeks ago about whether it'd be a good idea to take the staircase out that goes between the house and the workshop. Now the workshop is on ground floor, so moving things in and out, materials and stuff, happens through the main doors anyway. There's a personal access door here that you can walk through, and there's a big garage door here which you can drive through. But this is going to be changed for a set of bifold or swinging doors of some sort, so that it's easier to walk in and out of, and then this one will hopefully be bricked up at some point in the future. Anyway, back to the stairs idea. Anyway, the stairs are gone. There was a set of stairs in the middle of this area, chewing up a lot of floor space, and the opening is still there. Now the stairs didn't just rob space from the workshop. This is the original kitchen wall and a power socket for the kitchen, and this is the original hallway wall. And this is the original hallway. Well, this is an added-on hallway door, and this is an added-on wall. So this is coming out and that's coming out, and we're going to restore this hallway to how it should be. And the big triangular cutout in the kitchen is going to be really fantastic for upstairs, because it basically ruins the kitchen. It gives us about half the bench space we would otherwise have. So this helps everybody in the house. It helps me because of all this space down here, no stairway cutting up the room, and helps upstairs because of the kitchen and hallway. And now have a look around the workshop. Quite a lot of space down here. Now I'm using a wide angle lens, so it does look, just so I can get as much as on camera as possible, but it does make it look a bit bigger than it is in person. But you know, between every station I can sort of carry something 1 metre wide easily, this sort of 1.5 metres here, which is important if you're making chunky things or moving things around. There's some unfinished business, obviously. I've only just made these changes in the last couple of days. I've got some electronic stepper stuff to go upstairs. Talk about that in a minute. There's the grinding room is now sort of pretty tidy, hasn't been lined and framed and anything, but the only thing in here that doesn't belong really is this cabinet, which is going to be for the MCO, and some electrical stuff which are going to go in a filing cabinet or something. I've been through all my materials, and I've got pine up there and sheet plastic and sheet wood here and rubber and hardwoods. And all my metals are now very accessible in this corner here. I've got aluminium, brass, steel, and so on. All the house maintenance, renovation stuff, plaster and paint and masonry stuff, electrical, is all here with paints on the top. So that's really cool. Just having it all in one place is really useful. Here is some empty containers that I need to probably rationalise a bit and then find a home for. But it is useful to have empty containers. Just like Bill says, having empty drawers and shelves and benches, well, I find having some containers in stock is very handy too. The lathes now they now sort of form a third island. I think you probably remember I've got the welding bench, the normal workbench, which has the vise on it. In fact, this has been painted since you last saw any video. So these drawers don't have handles yet, but you can see how they would work. they're just trays on a shelf. They're not really drawers, but I'm calling them drawers. Yeah, so that's really the main update. I've got a couple of tip runs to do here. The materials extend all the way back here. Loads of stair stringers and bits of MDF and stuff like that. So it's going to be a bit of work coming up. As for sort of workshop projects, well, I've been fixing up this silver bike that I got at a very good price. It's a flat bar road bike, so it's nice and fast, slim tyres, aluminium frame. I did basically restored this. It was in pretty poor condition, and it's got all new cables, new chain. Any parts that were rusty have been de-rusted and polished or painted, and yeah, it's now ready to go. So I took it for its first ride the other day and did a 12k ride, which half killed me. I'm unfit, but you know, the idea is to get a bit fit, and I've got some hinges that we can't find anywhere. This is for a customer. This one got 3 hinges like this to make out. I'm going to make them out of brass, and I'm going to rob the hinge pin from this because it's the right size. Oh, I don't actually. Underneath that, I've got a sign carving job to do soon. Had to buy some carbon paper so I can transfer a design onto it. And this is still, I'm still slacking on this. This is going to be Jeff's desk. There's a whole heap of smaller parts there. Some of them have been machined already. They've all been stripped of their paint. But this is all the stock for Jeff's desk. So that needs to be done real soon. Here's Rusty having a bit of a lay down. Good boy. And everything else in the workshop is pretty much as I left it. Those drawers that I showed you on the other bench, they're going to get all of this small material, because this is a welding bench, that's the machining bench, and all this is machining materials. So this is going to get welding accessories and welding cut-offs and offcuts and scraps, and all of this stuff's going to move that way, and they're going to live under there. So it's going to make a bit more logical sense. Lots of back and forth and moving things around, I realise that, but I'm really stoked with the accessibility of everything now. I can walk up to my sheet materials without having to climb over things, and that's really cool. And these things were sort of locked in a cupboard, and there were things in front of the cupboard, and then you had to open the door, and then you can get to these and pull these out to get to the other stuff. And now everything is first order retrievable, as Adam Savage would say. So yeah, I'll give you some sort of panning shots from different points in the workshop. This is not going to be the final location of anything. The mill corner is more or less as it was. This wall is more or less as it was. I think I showed you the shelf up there last time. I'm sort of demoting the importance of woodworking gear, so it's sort of up there out of the way to make this area focus on welding. I think I said that last time. Yeah, so I've got a few more things here to sort as well. There's rags and leatherworking gear. Yeah, a few things to sort, but I can now see that we're moving forward. This feels good. I think the idea basically of having the 3 islands, 1, 2 and 3, and being able to walk around each of them is really handy. This sort of gym area is now much more vacant. There were bits and pieces clogging up the area around, which makes it unsafe, and I haven't really used it for a long time, but I'd like to use it, and just giving it its own space and not having to share it with other things makes that more likely to happen. The clean room is not that clean, but the metrology side of things is pretty much in good order. There's a few things stacked on there, but these shelves have had most of their electronics stuff taken off, and there's a few tools. We're going to have a bit of a tool board upstairs in the new electronics room. I think I'll show you that next time. This video is long enough, but basically I've also spent a whole heap of time doing a really extensive renovation on that electronics room, like fixing the floor, replacing the door, replacing all the door hardware. Got my Gumtree electrician to do all the electrics, replaced all the lights and everything like that. And everything's obviously painted and decorated, shelves, desks, refinishing desks, and then all the electronics and printing stuff is up there. So yeah, that's a lot of work. It's not just the case of painting the room, it's, you know, a little bit more involved, and it took me a couple of weeks. And I'll show you that in another video. But I just wanted to show you down here. I wanted to show you this change here. Obviously next for me is to sister in these floor joists. Luckily we've got steel beams both sides of this opening, so I can sister in some short pieces. I've got a few oak beams, oak joists there earmarked for this, and then I'll add some subfloor, which will be 19mm yellow tongue, which is a resin based OSB type of chipboard type thing, which is standard for flooring here. And then it will be filling in the hole in the wall and taking out this wall and this door frame and wall, and that should all be pretty straightforward. I've done this kind of thing before. Used to be paid to do joinery and so on, so this is not going to be a stretch. Anyway, yeah, and I need to sort out lights in this corner because obviously there's no lights where the stairwell was, and these thinner lights are not as bright. They're fine for a storage area, but I think now that we're going to have a lathe in here, I think this needs to be taken a bit more seriously as far as lights go. So I'll basically copy this pattern of having these pairs of lights all the way down the room. I have a bay here and a bay here. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, it's getting too long, so I'll sign off, and thanks for watching. See you next time.